as for queer characters, it's just like everything is better with queer people in it. Like, I don't want to watch anything without queer people in it. I don't want to be in a room without queer people in it. Like, that's not a reality that would work for me.
Congratulations on Too Much.
Thank you.
I'm really into it. I'm about 5 episodes in and
Um,
really enjoying it.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad. That means so much to me.
Yeah. Well, I want to start by asking you about the central kind of premise, which is taking the trope of the American woman finding love in London and kind of laying it bare, demystifying it, but then also adding hope with this love story.
I'm so glad that you saw it that way. I mean, I was addicted to American Women Finding Love in London movies, even at a very young age. It seemed to me like the greatest thing. I remember my father saying to me when I was like 11, he was like, "You're so obsessed with these movies. I bet you're going to marry an English guy." And I was like, "From your lips to God's ears." Like, I just,
Yeah.
and I will tell you, it goes along. Sometimes, even if my husband is doing something so odd, he just does it in an English accent and it somehow makes it okay. You never get
Right.
over it.
Yeah.
But yes, I also wanted to talk about the ways that that expectation is upended and then hopefully tell a love story that felt true and real and not idealized, but still felt like something that we could root for.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And I'm with you. I'd love to find an English woman, so we'll see.
I'm going to be on the lookout for you.
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll talk separately about me organizing that.
All right, being my matchmaker.
Yeah, nothing I love more.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to make sure I ask this kind of important question. I mean, they're all important, but you are doing some bold storytelling. It's not surprising coming from you, but you tell a story that includes abortion and also just the idea that queer people can exist and live their fullest lives without it being like the center of the story. Would you talk about the kind of, I think it's brave and bold at this juncture, at least for us here, to tell these stories that have
Well,
become, you know,
it means so much to me. It's obviously horrifying to me that that does constitute brave and bold storytelling because to me, that's just the world and the reality and my world and my reality, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I think with the abortion storyline, especially with where we find ourselves in the US with Roe v. Wade being overturned, it's so important to show people seeking safe reproductive care where they're not shamed. And so I collaborated with Planned Parenthood to make sure every aspect of it, the scene was accurate, and also just to show a really loving, safe abortion provider, because I think those people are superheroes. As for queer characters, it's just like everything is better with queer people in it. Like, I don't want to watch anything without queer people in it. I don't want to be in a room without queer people in it. Like, that's not a reality that would work for me. And the people closest to me are queer. My sibling is a trans person, and obviously, like the current state of the rhetoric in America, the lawmaking and policy in America, and by the way, I have to say, like the UK is by no means perfect. Like what has just happened around lawmaking and in regards to gender identity in the UK is totally shameful, and I think it's really important for us to have stories where we see these people living happy, fulfilled lives in which the entire story is also not about punishing them for their queerness or dragging them through some sort of suffering, but just like the bold joy. I went to the Trans Day of Visibility in DC just to, represent, and I was talking about my sibling, and I said like the level of color and joy and like 4D-ness that having a trans person in my family has brought to us is something that I would wish for every family. And I don't think that you can have, this is like, I like literally never cry in interviews. I don't think you can have a trans person in your family and not experience that like massive shift in your perspective. And not feel so much admiration for someone who can take that journey.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. It's a beautiful answer. I want to ask you too about the title, Too Much.
Yeah.
Uh, Jessica is a woman who keeps self-censoring because of the people around her.
Yeah.
And that happens to so many women. Would you touch on that?
Happens to so many women, and it's a remarkable what a small, like seemingly non-existent misstep a woman can make and suddenly have this like intense wall of shame projected at them. And I also think the thing about self-censoring is it somehow like leads to then your emotions and your ideas are all jangled up and bottled up and they come out in all the wrong ways. And once you learn to like harness your own voice and not feel fear, you actually become so much more articulate and present and able to. I remember feeling a lot in my 20s as though, particularly in regards to like public perception, like I couldn't say anything right because I was so feeling so afraid and misunderstood that everything just came out wrong. And
Yeah.
I think my biggest wish for women, for queer people, for anyone is to be in a space where you feel like you can speak freely and be received with love. And I think that in this story, that is what Felix is for Jessica. And to me, that's a real love story.